Hello, I'm Wayne Tunks, and welcome to Rate This Pop. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm trying to get more people watching this, so please tell your friends if they love pop music to watch. Even if they don't love pop music, they can still just watch it anyway and hear me rave on. Remember to press subscribe and to press like, and also to join the socials, which are in the comments section. Now, this week, I'm going to start with a very important statement. If you want to be my lover, you've got to get with my friends. A great poet once said that. They were the Spice Girls. So we are looking at the Spice Girls, but we're not looking at them as a whole. We're looking at them solo. Today, I am going to look at my top 10 solo Spice singles. So that's when Jerry and Mel C, Mel B, Victoria and Emma all went solo. They all released material. Some were more successful than others, but they all had some really fantastic solo songs. And I'm going to say my top 10, which was really hard because when I started playing them the other day, I was like, that should make it. And it didn't make the list. That should make it. Didn't make the list. There are just so many good songs. And a couple of the girls really do dominate the list. And I'm sorry about that, but they've just released more music and they've released great music. But let's get straight into it, shall we? And at number 10, it is Melanie C and Northern Star. I have to admit, Mel C's first song that she released, I wasn't a fan. I didn't enjoy the really rocky sort of sound. I was like, oh, am I going to like her solo career? Because I'd always loved her in the Spice Girls. And then Northern Star came out as the second single, and I was like, yes, this is the song that I wanted. Beautiful ballad, powerful ballad, and it was a really great showcase for her voice. Because I'm going to go out on a limb. Actually, it's not even out on a limb. A lot of people say it. I think that she had the best voice in the Spice Girls. And for a solo career, she really used that voice. She is able to belt out. And this is such a great and emotional song. It didn't do that well in Australia. It only went to 82, which is a real shame. Went to 4 in the UK. But great song. My favourite line is probably, I have learnt my lesson well. And I think we've all been there. And it just really sort of spoke to me, and the song is great. And it was really great that it was also the name of the album, because I really think that this song said who she was, but also spoke to a lot of people as well. And, you know, it was written with Rick Knowles, who is one of the best songwriters of the 90s. So it made sense that this song was so good and was in this sort of ballad style and really did a fantastic job in showcasing her. So good song, Melanie C. All right, coming in at number 9, it is Melanie B and Feels So Good. I think that Mel B or Melanie B has an incredible voice. And I think that in the Spice Girls that it works really well. I just don't think as a solo act she had the songs to match up to her good voice. I think some of the other ladies really chose better songs or wrote better songs, which really sort of helped them. And I think that's why Mel B suffered, because the solo material just couldn't compete with what she did in the Spice Girls, because she really was the glue in that group. I think when you look at the Spice Girls, she was the leader of that group, and you see that, and she just really was thriving in that environment, and she lost a lot of that magic, I think. But having said that, I love this song. Feels So Good, great song. I also could have chosen I Want You Back, the first single. That's a really fun one. But I just really enjoy the vibe of Feels So Good. And this was written with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who I love their work with Janet Jackson, and they are fantastic. And yeah, I really enjoyed the beat here. It's really euphoric. It's a real shame that it wasn't a hit here in Australia. It didn't even chart in Australia. It went to 5 in the UK, which is great. Because I feel like more people should have heard this song because it was great. And I love the way it starts with the, I was going to get all soft and smoochy. I really love her speaking voice. And when that gets incorporated, it just sounds fantastic. She's got an amazing accent. I think she's a really great personality as well. It is the only Mel B song on the list. I'm sorry. I do love her. As I said, I just don't think her solo work matched up with the brilliant work and leadership that she did in the Spice Girls. Coming in at number 8, though, is Emma Bunton and Too Many Teardrops. This is the newest song on the list. Emma Bunton continues to release fantastic music. This was from her 4th album, My Happy Place, and this whole album is fantastic. I would recommend going to listen to it. There's some really good original songs, including Too Many Teardrops, and also Baby Please Don't Stop, which I almost picked. But there's also some really good covers as well. There's a really emotional cover of the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun. There's a little wink and a nod when she covers Madison Avenue's Don't Call Me Baby, because of course everyone still calls her baby. She also did Emotion, and there were some really great duets with Will Young and Robbie Williams and her husband as well. So really good songs. The whole album just is a vibe and just feels fantastic, and I love it. So check out that album for sure. But Too Many Teardrops is my favourite on that album. She co-wrote the song, and it's just filled with so much life and love. Really good song. The lyrics that I wrote down were, I might be bruised, but I won't be broken. Pop songs speak to me. I know people say that pop songs don't have any depth, and I don't care what those people say. For me, pop songs are all about the heart. Yeah, they're about getting you up and making you feel good, but they're also about connecting to you. And that's what happens for me. I listen to it with this really great and fantastic beat, but there's still lyrics in there that just sort of get into me, seep into my soul, and that's what I love. And I think that Emma's voice has gotten better over the years. I think back in the Spice Girls, I would have listed her as the 3rd best vocalist in the Spice Girls after the 2 Mels. But I think over the years, her voice has gotten better and better, and the character in her voice has gotten better, and she's used that character to really tell stories in her songs. And I think that that's really come full circle here with this album. So I would check it out. Now we're going to continue with the Emma Bunton right now at number 7, and it's her song, Maybe. I remember hearing Maybe for the first time and just feeling happy. It's just a really euphoric song. It's got this 60s vibe and this sort of lounge and bossa nova vibes, and it's just really fun. It's a really great song for making you feel good and wanting to get up and dance. And her voice, again, sounds great. It was from 2004, from her 2nd album, Free Me. Best song on that album. I didn't enjoy that album as much as I enjoyed My Happy Place or the first album, but this song may be just exceptional. I only got to 56 here in Australia and got to 6 in the UK. The UK understand pop a lot more than Australia does. I love Australian music and I love the Australian charts, but I just think that the UK gets pop better than my home country does. And I've always said that. So, yeah. To why I'm so happy when I get to talk about these songs and go, well, I did really well in the UK. My favourite line is, when you don't need it, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Again, something we all need to hear from time to time. But yeah, really fun song. I guess there's nothing more to say than that. Just that euphoric feeling that it does give me. All right, let's move on to number 6 and our appearance by Victoria Beckham, along with True Steppers and Dane Powers. It's Out of Your Mind. This tune's going to punish you. I love that. That is a perfect way to end the song. This is really, really great. And technically, it's not a Victoria Beckham song. It's a True Stepper song. She features along with Dane Bowers, but she really has such a big part to do with this song. And she threw everything at this. She desperately tried to get this to number 1 in the UK. It just missed out, getting to number 2 and behind one of the best songs of that time, which was Groove Jet, If This Ain't Love. Sophie Ellis-Bextor's voice, fantastic. I love that song, and I understand why that got number 1 over this song, because I would pick that song over this as well. But Out of Your Mind just is another song that sort of takes me to a happy place. Got to 27 here in Australia, which was really, really great. I think that Victoria had the weakest voice out of all of them. I think everyone would agree with that. But that's not what Victoria was giving to the Spice Girls. because my favourite person in the Spice Girls movie was Victoria. She was just hilarious, and I think you get that personality when you see her. And I love the little bits of pop music that she did, and then she was like, I don't actually need this anymore. And that's the whole thing with the Spice Girls reunion as well. She's like, I just don't need this. And I'm glad that we do have some solo stuff from her. Not Just Innocent Girl is also a really good song. It would be in my top 20. Missed this list, but I'm glad that she did make it in with one, and really did make it in with one, because every time I hear this song, and you don't get to hear it that often, it's only when I play it, and when I play it, I go, I forgot how much I love this. So if you don't know it or haven't heard it in a while, go back and listen to it. Give it a listen, because it's really good. Dane Bowers has got a great voice. True Steppers, really great production, and Victoria is just fun in this song. All right, now we're going to go to number 5, and it's Emma Bunton again with What Took You So Long. Now, will I say this is the highest debut single on the list? Because was it a debut single because she actually had a song out with Tin Out, her cover of Edie Brickell and New Bohemians' What I Am, which was a really good cover, but this was her first solo song, so I guess we're going to call it the highest debut solo single from a Spice Girl. We'll do it anyway. You know what? It's my channel. I'll make my own rules. This was a really great introduction to her as a solo artist. It's just a brilliant pop song. It's just so well written. There's like 6 people writing it, including Emma. But it is just exquisitely written. Great pop song, really good melody and hook, and her voice is just really good. It's just that culmination of really great elements put together to make this fantastic pop song. I spoke last week about not overusing the word perfect, and I'm not going to say perfect, but it's a really fantastic pop song. Film clip was great. Everything about it was fantastic, and it did really, really well. It went to number 1 in the UK and New Zealand, 10 here in Australia. What the hell were we thinking? It should have gone to number 1 here as well. Great song. Yeah, really good mid-tempo pop song, and the lyric that I wrote down, what took you forever to know I'm right? I'm feeling you, girl. Fantastic stuff. Actually, I wrote something else here that I want to add. So it is said to have influences of Sheryl Crow, Gabrielle, and Texas, who are all acts that I love, and I can feel that. And I feel like it was her just saying, I'm not just manufactured pop. I'm not what you think I am. I can compete with these other ladies, and she really did, and still continues to, because she makes great music. As I said before, her new album is amazing. So Emma Bunton, last song for you on the list, but I love you. You're a fantastic artist. All right, at number 4 is Never Be the Same Again by Melanie C. Of course, this song also features Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC. So on this song, it was the meeting of the 2 biggest girl bands of the 90s. We had Spice Girls, we had TLC, we had 2 of their members doing a song together. Recipe for brilliant pop. And thank God it's a great song, because it would have been such a letdown if it wasn't. But it is a really good song. Both the ladies are really on fire here. And Lisa Left Eye Lopez was really doing some good stuff around that time, because just after this, she released a solo album. And her first song from that album is called The Block Party. And it holds such a special place in my heart. I love The Block Party. If you don't know that song, go and have a listen. I was working in a job, and it used to come on the radio, and we used to sing it and go crazy, me and the girls. And I remember we were at a Christmas party, and we asked the DJ to put it on. Everyone else was like looking as the 3 of us were on there sort of dancing. We were dancing all night long. So fun. Have a listen to it. But let's get back to Never Be the Same Again. Good song. 2 in Australia. That's getting better. 1 in New Zealand and the UK. Her 3rd single, so this one followed Northern Star and really cemented Melanie C as a solo artist. And for me, this is when I was like, yes, this is everything I wanted from her solo career. Just so good. The line that I wrote down is actually one of Lisa Left Eye's lines. My mind frame never changed, so you came and rearranged. good stuff. It's a really intelligent verse that Lisa Left Eye does, and Melanie C just sounds so good. The yearning in her voice is just exquisite. Like, her whole voice just has this brilliant character, and I just think constantly in her career she has been underestimated as a vocalist. This song is fantastic, and if you haven't heard it for a while and then you hear it again, you just remember, you go, yes, this is great. Love Never Be the Same Again. Number 3, well, it's Melanie C again, and it's I Turn to You. The version of I Turn to You that I love most is the Hex Hector remix, which is just fantastic. She really did have everything on this album. There's the rock, there's the ballad, and then there's the really intense and full-on dance song, and this is fantastic. In fact, Hex Hector at the Grammys in 2001 won Remixer of the Year for his work on this song, and rightly deserved. So good. The beat just makes me happy. It makes me feel good. I listened to it the other day. Actually, before I was going to do this, it came out about a week ago. I was in my backyard reading Sinead O'Connor's autobiography. Highly recommended, by the way. And this song came on, and I had to put the book down and just listen to the song because it just is so good. And again, I hadn't heard it in a while, and I was like, oh, love this song. She did amazing things with this. It went to 11 in Australia, 1 in the UK, and it made her the first woman to hit 1 as a quintet, a quartet, a duo, and a solo artist. And it was her 10th number 1 as a songwriter, which is incredible. She went on to have a record for having the most number 1s as a female songwriter until Madonna came along and broke that record. But incredible that in a short amount of time that she was able to have so many number 1 songs. Incredible singer, incredible songwriter as well. When the World is Darker Than I Can Understand. Really great lyric. And yeah, there's sort of a darkness to the song, but then there's also this positivity and light and about needing someone, and really good message, all with this really fantastic dance beat, quite a frenzy in the dance beat. And I just love it. As I said, it just makes me really happy. All right, there's 2 songs left. We haven't had Geri Halliwell left. Will she be in the countdown? Yes, she will, because she's here right now. At number 2 is Geri Halliwell with Machico, Latino. I love Geri Halliwell's first album. I love her second album as well. So I feel really bad that only one of her songs made the list. If I was doing a top 15, she probably would have had 2 more entries. Look at Me and It's Raining Men. But Machico Latino is my favourite song of hers. I believe on my list of top songs of 1999, I actually listed this as like one of my favourite. Like, I think it might have been my favourite non-Madonna song on that list. Really fantastic tune. This really great slice of Latin pop. And she just sells it really well with a sexy music video. The music video, hobbita, hobbita, hobbita. Good stuff. And here's what I love about Geri Halliwell. She's an amazing personality. She doesn't have the best singing voice. I don't think that she would ever say she's got the best singing voice. I don't think many people would. But it's about her character, and it's about the way she sells songs. And in pop, it's not always about having this incredible voice. It's about the presentation and about the way you present music and the way that you have a vibe. And she is just having a vibe on this whole album, and this is my favorite on it. It's just really great. I only got to 43 in Australia. Again, what are we thinking? 1 in the UK. Great stuff. The lyric I wrote down: I've got a secret, I cannot keep it. It's just a whisper of a distant memory. Really wonderfully written lyrics with this great beat. Again, I don't know, I just keep saying it. It just makes me happy. It's not about the vocals. It's just about the feeling that the song gives me. And that was Geri's place in the Spice Girls as well. She wasn't one of the best vocalists in the group, but she had so much character. Uh, while I was talking about how important Victoria was in the group, I think that Jerry just really was out there with his larger than life personality, and she was really missed when she left the group. Those first two albums were just incredible, and I think that they really needed her for that balance in the group. And that's why I love her, and I love her solo work. And I'm sorry I only got one in the top 10, but at least she's at number 2. Now let's move to number 1. You're probably thinking, what? Who? What song? And it's not one of the obvious songs. It's just one that I love. At number 1 is Melanie C with Anymore. Mel C had a really great album that was out last year, and a couple of those songs would be in my top 20. But her 7th album, Version of Me, really loved that album. And one of the songs from that, Anymore, is the song that is my favourite. It's up-tempo electric pop. It just is a really great vocal, a really great beat. It's just a really great song that every time I hear it, it just makes me stop and just listen to it. I just love it. I wish more people had listened to it. It didn't make any official charts, which is a shame because it's a really good song. She co-wrote it, as she does with most of her stuff, because she is just incredible. Pre-chorus, the line that I wrote down: I feel the beat kicking in my chest, close my eyes and wait, but it's not working yet. And there's a longing in this song, and her voice does pain and agony, but with a great pop beat so well. And you probably don't know the song, and I now want you to go and have a look. Mel C, Anymore, my favourite solo Spice song. It's just incredible. And when I was making this list, there was no doubt for me that this was going to be number 1. I love all the songs on this list, but this one is just on another level for me. Incredible stuff. So that is my little journey into solo Spice. Let me know in the comments what your favourite solo Spice songs are. Also, let me know whether you know all the songs that I have talked about. All the ladies are wonderful, and, sure, I'd love the Spice Girls to reunite someday, but I would also love them all to have much more attention for the work that they're still releasing, if they're still releasing work. So thank you, Spice Girls, and thank you for watching. Remember to press like and subscribe, and I will catch you again next time. Tunks out.